देश भर के सभी दर्शकों को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं प्रतिभा चौधरी, IRS, एडिशनल डायरेक्टर PR and PP, CBDT, New Delhi, extend a warm welcome to all of you to another special edition of Samvad. Friends, the government has introduced the income tax bill in Parliament, a significant step towards simplifying and consolidating the provisions of the Income Tax Act 1961. This proposed legislation aims to enhance clarity, ease compliance, and modernize tax administration. To discuss the key aspects of the bill like appeal, revision, and dispute resolution, we have with us today a very distinguished guest. We heartily welcome Mr. Krishna Kumar Mittal. He is an IRS officer of 1994 batch, presently posted as Principal ADG Vigilance Headquarter, New Delhi. In a distinguished career spanning over 3 decades, Sir has worked in almost all branches of the Income Tax Department, including assessment, investigation wing, central charge, training, exemptions, vigilance, DRITAT, and CIT appeal. He has played a key role as a member of the core committee for the simplification of income tax law. We are honored to have you with us, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today in this Samvad episode. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Pratibha, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you.
Sir, firstly, our viewers would like to know how various provisions regarding appeals and dispute resolutions have been made simpler in this new income tax bill.
So, before answering this question, I would like to first explain how various such provisions of appeals, revision, and dispute resolution are presently in the Income Tax 1961. These provisions are scattered in various chapters under different provisions. For example, appeals and revision are under a single chapter. Repetitive appeals, avoiding repetitive appeals in a single different chapter, and reference to the DRC, Dispute Resolution Committee, are in different chapter. So, in the new income tax bill, proposed bill, all such provisions of appeals, revisions, and alternate dispute resolutions have been rearranged under a single chapter, and that is chapter number 18.
Sir, can you please describe the extent of simplification of the above chapter?
Simplification in this chapter is in two shapes. First of all, it's a simplification of language. Initially, all such provisions, as I explained earlier, have been brought under a single chapter so as to give a comprehensive look, completeness. Number two, complex language running into long sentences have been broken into small, simple sentence to understand, to comprehend, for the easy comprehension. Further, provisos, explanations, all such things have been made part of the section itself for the easy understanding. In nutshell, it has resulted into a lot of savings in the words, making things much more simpler to understand, more clarity. So this way, things have been made much simpler as compared to earlier.
Sir, how has the above rearrangement resulted into simplification?
As I explained earlier all such provisions of dispute resolution were scattered all around. So now all things have been rearranged into a single chapter, meaning thereby it will give you a more clarity about various mechanisms available for the dispute resolution. Number one, enhanced clarity will provide you concise outlook, comprehensive outlook. So in a way, it will help in better understanding to the taxpayers and the tax professionals. And certainly it will go a long way in mitigating grievances of the taxpayers.
Sir, has the concept of faceless appeals been retained in the new bill?
Yes, all faceless mechanisms, faceless appeal and e-appeals to the JCIT appeals have been retained in the same form.
So, have any other dispute resolution appeal mechanism been provided in the new bill?
The proposed bill, no new scheme for dispute resolution or appeals has been introduced. All the existing core principles regarding disputes resolution have been retained as such. However, as I explained earlier, by rearrangement and simplification of language, it will help in better understanding and ease to the taxpayers and the tax professionals, including departmental officers. In addition to this, I will add that what we have discussed is the direct provisions regarding dispute resolution as available in the Act or in the proposed bill. But we should also mention here that many initiatives have been undertaken in last few years which aims to minimize the possibility of tax disputes with the taxpayer. I will name a few. For example, presumptive taxation schemes for residents and non-residents, reference to DRP, tonnage scheme, safe harbor rules, faceless assessment schemes, even the principle of new tax regime where more simplified rates have been given to the taxpayers also aims to phasing out deductions and exemptions which involves a lot of the litigation. And core principle of new bill is to usher into an era of trust-based administration where voluntary tax compliance and honest taxpayers are rewarded. So, by cumulative understanding of all such initiatives with the direct provisions, I hope the core principle of reducing the tax litigation will certainly be achieved.
We are truly grateful, sir, for your time and for enlightening us on such an important subject. Your insights into appeal, revision, dispute resolution, and the provisions of new bills in this respect have been immensely valuable. I am truly grateful to our esteemed viewers for their time and patience. आपका दिन शुभ हो. नमस्कार. जय हिंद.